We will always have the assignment week and forum week. You have the study material, and it is very important that you read all the readings and do the tasks in order to analyze your understanding, reflect on your learning. I would like again to give a short summary of what educational research is. So, educational research is the project that you will work on for more than a year. What I meant when I on the first session, I mentioned that this semester we will work on the design. So we will think of the problem that we really want to investigate. We want to look into the problems, find the keys, and way to solve that problem. So obviously it has to be related to the teaching learning. Okay, you should analyze the problem that it's actually part of EFL learning or teaching, not psychological problem, not personal problem. Okay, it is not about learning like, let's say, if you still have some weaknesses in English, it's not about learning past simple tense or how to pronounce words. Okay, you as future teachers should be prepared. You should know how to pronounce the words. But the problem in teaching is how to teach all these things to my students. Okay, so what problems I might have when I teach this grammar or pronunciation. So that's what educational research is about. This semester we will design all the things that you will do next year. So the final project will be the research proposal. You will deliver a paper, and that will be your final task. So next semester, you will use the same problem and tools that you designed. And at the beginning of the next semester, we will improve. And then you will start to conduct the research. What is conducting research? If you have checked already feedback, you realize that you will have to design 3 instruments. Basically how it works, approximately 2 weeks, you will be, let's say, doing interviews. So the time will be assigned by me. It's not whenever you want. And then when you finish interviews, let's say you will get to questionnaires, right? Giving surveys. And then observations. So we will be together 2 semesters. And why did I say more than a year? Well, I consider semesters like a year, okay? And next year, because that will be the last semester you will have, now you're on the 5th, 6th semester, and 7th semester, you will work on your thesis. And basically, all information that you gather, right, that you deliver in the 6th semester, you will use for your thesis. Basic and applied research, both are very important for you. Next semester you will conduct, and applied research is more about collecting data, right, analyzing, interpreting, and delivering the results, your conclusions. So we will focus a lot on the basic research this semester. The only thing that obviously you will start designing your instruments. And also in the second unit, you learned about quantitative and qualitative research. So I want to emphasize that quantitative research is like a method that you will use to collect the data and then analyze. So some of you think that quantitative research can be done only if you research something about mathematics. It's not about subject, it's how you do that. So for example, when you conduct the quantitative data, let's say like questionnaires, so you might count the answers. For example, simple question: do you like your English lessons? Okay, you might have this one of the questions in your research. And you will have 100 students. You might choose 2, 3 groups that you are teaching, and maybe the groups that you are not teaching, right, to have the comparison, because you will need to find as many people as you can to interview, to give questionnaires. So obviously it depends on the topic. And if you give the questionnaire to 100 students, and there is a question, do you like your English classes? And some of them, they will say yes, some of them will say no. Okay, you might provide questions, yes, no. And then obviously this is a number, this is quantity. How many students said yes? How many students said no? Also, you can present these data later. You will have this information as well in different categories. For example, or you might say the answers, I like it very much, I like it, so, and I don't like it. So basically also it will give you the percentage. If you give the questionnaires to 100 students, so you will get, let's say 50% said that they love the English classes, 10% don't like it, and that is quantitative. It's quantity, right? So it's a quantitative analysis. You will have to use combined method, which means questionnaires will be quantitative research, right, method that you will use, and observation and interviews will be part of qualitative data. You will learn different types of research. The research that you will have to focus on is action research. In the forum, we will discuss the differences, main differences and similarities, those types that you will learn in this unit.
Basically, there is a problem that we have when we teach. That is the problem that we need to put into this course.
Yes, exactly. But I want to emphasize one thing. As this project is for your thesis, please also pay attention to grammar. If you still have problems with grammar, don't be shy. Ask each other. Ask each other. Send them questions. Send them sentences. Check your sentences and give some help. Another thing that is very important, you might ask for the kind of tutors, right? If you feel like you really need to have a tutor, so we can assign a tutor who can actually help you with the reading material, understand the topic better. I'm interested in having really good results, good investigations, and who knows, maybe one day your project will be in the academic book. So when you are talking about grammar as a problem, you should consider it as a problem of teaching or your students a learning problem. Okay, so it's not about you that you do not understand, let's say, how to use verbs or how to use nouns or how to use certain tenses. It's about how to teach. Let's say you have a problem that students do not understand the way I teach grammar. So when I teach grammar, when I do on exam they get bad grades. That can be a problem. Why? When I explain, basically I think they understand, but when it gets to the exams, they have very low grades, right? That might be a problem because and besides, as I mentioned, as you will conduct it and you will have observations, right? You need to think of what kind of group you will focus on. So if you work with the children, so you know that you can observe this group with the children or adults. Okay, so then if you can implement this topic as grammar in your class, right? So it can be a lesson that you prepare and then you record yourself, or you observe other teachers, or you ask somebody to record you and you observe yourself, your own teaching. So it's not, again, I just want to emphasize, it's not about you that I have problems to understand conditional sentences, okay? It's the problem how you can teach. So your outcome, which is like the goal, what you will be your solution, what do you expect to get, to find, right, to identify those problems, basically why they don't understand the grammar, what am I doing wrong, right, to identify these problems, identify the factors that influence this.
It's about, well, educational research. Like, it's like, how can we improve as teachers, like trying to find solutions for a problem in our teaching techniques or something like that.
Exactly. But remember that it's not only personal value. Basically, if it goes educational research project, it also brings the value to the whole field. Also, very similar situation about those who are focusing on pronunciation. If you decide that pronunciation is a problem, it's not your pronunciation. This is the pronunciation of my students. So you need to identify the problems. What are the most difficult words, sounds to pronounce? Okay, among basically here can be Mexican students because your students will be Mexican, right? You focus on this group of students that have certain problem, and obviously you will find, you will read material why this problem occurs, how you can, what strategies you can use to solve this. Huge difference between levels, right, of the students. That is the problem. So how to teach the groups with the two different levels, like very low and very high. Okay, that is the problem. How can I teach the students who do not know what the verb to be is, and those who speak perfectly English and need to learn maybe how to use conditional sentences and, you know, higher advanced English? How can I present this in 1 hour and teach this to like different levels? Do you understand what I mean? That can be also the idea. Interesting. Later, I'm going to emphasize on this, that when we'll work going deeper to the research, we will need to design very catchy topic and clear statement.